Not 8 years.
I disagree with you. I think her fans are fairly rabid.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's out of here.
I think there's 10 people in this room alone that are going to go press play at midnight.
I'm going to press play immediately.
Yeah, I'm going to press play. Second to drop.
Yeah.
I hear you. We shall see.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear that way.
It depends on what drop.
Longevity is a different question.
We're not on longevity with somebody that's taken 8 years between albums.
Right.
We dealing with what it is, which is what do y'all see from her that's giving y'all confidence in this, what she's going to do here,
I
or
think
what you'll hear here.
For me, it's a divided response on the internet. Some people, there's the people who hate this, right, or just on this song alone. But there's people who are like living and dying by it. People who are making Instagrams off of it. People who are making TikToks off of it. Yeah, I think there's a core base of people that are going to. I think this is going to move some solid units.
But is the core enough?
What does it look like? What's that first? See, because that's where I'm at. What does that first week look like? What I'm talking about is the difference between 120,000 people. I'm saying 8 years on break. You lost 100,000 people somewhere.
I think Cardi's doing 2 off.
Yeah, I think she's doing 250 the first week.
Oh, I don't see that.
I don't.
2's a lot.
No, I don't. Y'all,
there's nothing that y'all shows that right now, bro.
I think that y'all are you was on your phone. Girls are taking this song. This shit is all over the Instagram. This shit is all on everybody's memes and reels and all of that. So I don't know if that's.
I think you're also mistaking quality of music and equity and interest from the public. I think that people will go press play just because it's Cardi.
Because it's Cardi. I think she's
even just to hate on it. I think people will go press play.
Even what you saying, like the punches and all of that shit. Y'all heard the punches. I didn't.
No, I heard it. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the average person didn't hear that, and the average person not
they
looking
heard
at
them.
it.
They just don't know to call them punches.
Hi, it's Savvy Mike here, and the clip just finished. But before we get into my intro and the rest of this video, I do want to encourage everyone that is watching this video that at least wants to continue to watch my channel. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying you do, but please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the only way I could do that is by getting you to subscribe. And also on the screen, I have my Twitch channel up where I basically do all of these videos live on Twitch. Like, that's where I do most of the lives at now. So if you want to watch me do these videos live, I'm usually on late at night. No matter what coast you're on, I'm on around the time you're probably asleep. So if you're ever just up with fucking insomnia, you just can't sleep, come on through. I love to chat it up. We could talk about the topics that I have and the clips that I'm playing and reacting to. And I'll also play the game and probably play some 2K, Marvel Rivals, FIFA, Mortal Kombat. A lot goes over here. So please, twitch.tv/SavvyMike96. It is in the description below. I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And well, Joe Budden made his return back to his own podcast. If you don't know, he took a pod off, and it was the Joeless Button podcast, which honestly, I don't mind the Joeless Button podcasts. They're pretty fun to listen to when everybody because Parks, Ice, Ish, Melissa Ford, Queens Flip, Mark Lamont Hill, they're all opinionated in their own right, and they all give hot takes. While we might not agree with most of them, the takes are very hot. Like Joe, but when Joe's there, Joe knows how to really spice things up. I mean, Joe dissed George Lucas, and while he had a point, he did with the George Lucas thing. He got a point. Outside of Star Wars and creating Indiana Jones, George Lucas ain't really do that much. I mean, what? Willow? Nobody talks about that. So, outside of that, what else did he do? Didn't Lucasfilm, when George Lucas was over it, didn't they do Howard the Duck? That's the catalog, unfortunately. But either way, he created Star Wars, so you got to give him credit. But regardless of it, his catalog is definitely not touching Christopher Nolan's. There's a lot of directors that have surpassed George Lucas when it just comes to movies and how many great movies they've made. But George Lucas isn't about the direction. He's more of a creative. He creates the world and tells story within it. That's what he is. He's not a guy that can make a great movie. That's just what Christopher Nolan is. We're not talking about that. Okay. I can yap about movies for a while, but I'm not here to talk about movies. We are here to talk about Cardi B and this Imaginary Player song. That was okay in my opinion. While I do agree with what everybody else is saying, and that's the fact that Cardi basically did okay rapping over the beat that we already love and know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hit. I'm surprised this is the second song that they decide to lead with. Seeing her album is 2 months out. So, they were speculating, people at least on Twitter, saying it might be another song to come. And I'm like, no more singles. You already got WAP and Up on there. we see what they're trying to do, clearly. It's like you can't even really hide it no more. Labels used to hide it. No, you can't hide it. We know exactly what you're doing now. But regardless of it, either way, the album is sounding pretty mid so far from the songs that we heard. And while I thought the song was okay, like I said, you can't go wrong with that beat. And Cardi was fine rapping. She did her Cardi thing. Joe Budden has become the most outspoken person to say, no, this wasn't good. It wasn't okay. This was mid. And she should have rapped it over a different beat. So we basically have Joe Budden going off on Cardi B for dropping a mid verse over the Imaginary Players beat. Let's listen.
Feels free. Cardi was killing.
That's a killing?
I don't think he said that.
I don't know if I said killing. I think she did all right.
Me and Imani were basically like good bars, not good delivery. Other people said the delivery was good and they thought she came strong. I thought you were kind of in the middle of that. Like
I wasn't mad at it. I think
I wasn't mad at the record.
What's Joe Budden's take on it?
She shouldn't do that again.
Which part?
Don't do that again.
Do what?
Do the record.
Don't take any East Coast top 3-4 rapper beat, classic song, and redo that. Because Imani was right. It's given remnants of that because of the flow and the emulation and the pocket and what you did. Mm-hmm. We're gonna shout out the writers. The writers killed. This is not about the writers. Mm-hmm. The writers killed. Mm-hmm. I agree with y'all that said this is well written.
The
bars are there.
Yes.
That wasn't enough. That delivery, those punch-ins.
The punch-ins were definitely out there.
We should have been able to tell how choppy that was. Imaginary Player, for y'all that wasn't there, Hove, when that dropped, was a much better rapper than that. It was just fly because of the cadence and the flow and what he was saying. It's aura and voice control. And Cardi is in the same pitch, same tone, sounding choppy, not smooth. Bars are there, but this is not the beat for that. And to prove myself,
I heard somebody
correct
flip it and put it on
Get Money.
They
put it on Get Money. I'm about to play it.
I wasn't mad at that Get Money.
I wasn't mad at it either.
Much better on Get Money. The Get Money beat.
I wasn't mad at it.
And that's because Get Money doesn't come with the flow and the aura and
sarcasm.
It's very different. Let me find this thing. Here it is.
Shit. Pretty motherfucker shit. Cardi B, every song platinum. Not the other bitch.
Hard. That's hard.
You gotta double it. Glory hole. Bitches don't know who they fucking with. Money,
it's hard.
Did they increase the speed?
It's pretty close tempo.
Yeah.
It's pretty close though.
The writers killed. I got more Gaultier than John probably. Take the links out. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's only the Imaginary Players beat that's making her sound like you shouldn't be on here.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be on here. I used to have a rule when I was rapping. Some beats just You got it. You got it. We don't need to do that.
That's MC, like, for the culture talk. Like, no, this is too classic to touch. I don't think that she's in that ballpark. I think she's in the ballpark of the hit makers in them that'll take anything.
Mm-hmm. I also
make it a bop if it's going to be.
I also don't think anybody has so much commentary if this is just released as a freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, as the second single,
nobody's
with the album
doing
3 weeks
all
away.
this judging.
Oh, it's a freestyle. Yeah.
If this is a
I'm with
freestyle, but there's sharks. There's Cardi seems to be swimming in shark-infested waters. Is why there's so many eyes and ears and critics on this.
Of course,
her album is slated to drop next month. Mm-hmm. We at the end of August.
3 weeks from now.
Yep.
The first record.
Yeah.
Now we're not hearing anything but this, which should be a freestyle. I'm certain that there'll be another record.
There's definitely going to be another record.
I'm certain there'll be another record released before this. But listen, my take on this, I don't think that they'll let Cardi fail because it's a reflection on them. I think she'll win.
Absolutely.
Because they made her win.
I also think that she's built up enough equity to get people to come press play regardless.
Yeah. I totally disagree with that.
At this point, they should dead it. We've heard enough. At this point, we've heard enough. And honestly, you would be shooting yourself in the foot by releasing probably the best song on the album if we haven't already heard it. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Save the big feature. They're saying there's a big feature. I don't even know what that means anymore. Who was the big Drake? It ain't him. Who's it? Cole? I doubt it. Maybe, but I doubt it. Kendrick? That would be hilarious. I would like to hear that. I wouldn't be shocked at it. I wouldn't be surprised. That would be funny. It would. But I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Those are only 3 big names. Future, maybe. Okay, but that's not really a big name. Cardi and Future done did records together before, I believe. Nah. Kanye and Cardi done worked together before. That would be something interesting to see. That would be a big name. Did Jay say, hey, you remix my let me add a verse to it just to help you out? That's big. Outside of that, I don't know anybody else that would be like jaw-dropping to see. I think we already know a SZA record is coming. That's about it. So, regardless of it, I don't think putting out another song, and I thought the album was dropping in October. It's dropping in September. I just don't think that's the smartest move. Like, you got your 3 weeks out. At this point, just build anticipation for the album. Release some trailers. Start doing the press run. Start doing interviews every week. Talking about things. Hell, you go viral. You got 3 weeks to go viral. So people actually want to listen to this album. Cardi B already has the clout to go viral. All she got to do is just say something, like really go off on Nicki Minaj. Like, start that over. Fuck it. At this point. But outside of that, no more music. We've heard enough. Let's just hear the album. We've been waiting on this album for 7 fucking years. 7, 8 years. Let's hear the album.
I told not 8 years later.
Not 8 years. I disagree with you. I think her fans are fairly rabid.
Yeah, I think so too.
She's out of here.
I think there's 10 people in this room alone that are going to go press play at midnight.
I'm going to press play immediately.
Yeah, I'm going to press play. Second to drop.
Yeah.
I hear you. We shall see.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear that way.
It depends on what drop.
Longevity is a different question.
We're not on longevity with somebody that's taken 8 years between albums.
Right.
We dealing with what it is, which is what do y'all see from her that's giving y'all confidence in this, what she's going to do here,
I think
what you'll hear here.
For me, it's a divided response on the internet. Some people, there's the people who hate this, right? Or just on this song alone. But there's people who are like living and dying by it. People who are making Instagrams off of it. People who are making TikToks off of it. Yeah, I think there's a core base of people that are going to. I think this is going to move some solid.
But is the core enough?
What does it look like? What's that first? See, because that's where I'm at. What does that first week look like? What I'm talking about is the difference between 120,000 people. I'm saying 8 years on break, you lost 100,000 people.
I think Cardi's doing 2 off.
Yeah, I think she's doing 250 the first week.
Oh, I don't see that.
I don't.
2's a lot.
No, I don't. Y'all,
There's nothing that
y'all
shows that right now, bro.
I think that y'all are you was on your phone. Girls are taking this song. This shit is all over the Instagram. This shit is all on everybody's memes and reels and all of that. So I don't know if that's.
I think you're also mistaking quality of music and equity and interest from the public. I think that people will go press play just because it's Cardi.
Because it's Cardi. I think she's
even just to hate on it. I think people will go press play.
Even what you saying, like the punches and all of that shit. Y'all heard the punches. I didn't.
No, I heard it. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the average person didn't hear that, and the average person not
they
looking
heard
at
them. They just don't know to call them punches. But when they say it wasn't smooth,
they're talking.
That's what they're saying.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Listen, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to come in here and say it. But y'all, I say for 10 years on this podcast, we sleep on how difficult it is to sell one of something.
Agree.
Mm-hmm. Gunna just sold 80,000 with good music, with people anticipating good music. Yeah. The Clips rolling out for however many years did $120 something. I mean, not rolling out for years, but I'm saying Louis Vuitton, Fat Runway. Right. They was everywhere they needed to be. One of the best rollouts we've seen.
For sure.
Like, it's just tough to sell. What did Nicki do last time with that? Everybody. What was that first week?
She did a lot.
Nicki went crazy.
But it was like $178 or something?
I'll tell you.
I thought
it was more than that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what it is, because I don't know. But what I'm saying is 8 years in between, your star power is hidden everywhere else outside of music.
I think if she
y'all are
drops
asking a lot to say 250.
If she drops a bop right after this, I think she's going to go.
Her first week, her first week was 228.
228. That's about the zone I see Cardi in.
I don't see.
Oh
that.
hell no!
Somewhere between 2 and 250.
See, 2 things is missing. One, Nicki had a record. I don't want to compare them. Let's move Nicki out of this. I don't see any record or anything. Outside didn't work. We can call it. We could just tell the truth. It didn't work.
Agreed.
This record here, I think the fact that it's a Jay-Z sample is going to make people rush to hear it, whether you to hate it, like it. See what you did over the Jay-Z sample. Cool. Are there any projections of what this album, what this song is doing right now? Like, did it debut on the chart anywhere?
I'm not sure.
It debuted on the chart at and I'm freestyling
147,
and then the second week it dropped out.
Yeah. See, like,
but I don't think anybody should be tracking chart position.
I don't. You know, I don't use.
Should have
been
a freestyle.
I don't use that for anything. I'm just there. I'm saying that because we're having a numbers talk right now.
Right.
There's nothing. We're 3 weeks out from this album. There's nothing that they've done so far that's showing. That's sticking.
Yeah, and let me advance the conversation.
Ain't nothing there.
I want to stay where Freeze is and advance this conversation a little bit. If she's an artist that will sell 250 week one, the label would know it at this point and where the clock is. And if they knew that, we would be seeing something different than what we're seeing right now.
I still think that's coming, personally. I think she's getting ready to do. I think the rollout, all of that.
That's what I'm saying.
I think all that's happening for her rollout. I just think it's much closer to album dropping.
September 12th is Fashion Week.
September 19th is the album.
Yeah,
got you.
So
okay.
So I think she got a lot of shit planned.
Fashion Week. I got it.
The last
as we get closer to the
time you
album.
have seen your purchasing power was 8 years ago. I'm not talking about your star power.
And times is different 8 years ago.
The last time you saw your purchasing audience buy, I don't care what's going on TikTok. That's label moving around, and you have to get to the purchasing or streaming fan base.
But hold
on for a minute. Okay. You have to get to those people, not the people that want to play you on the TikTok, put your shit over here. You got to get to the people that's going to be there. I just ain't seen enough to say that she's warranting 250. I don't see it.
I don't see it. That is an interesting conversation to have. We should have it. What is Cardi's? Is she selling? Honestly, that's what it sounds like. Under 200K. That's a good question. Now, I do understand what they are saying, or at least what Joe is saying, that the way it's looking, it doesn't look like she's going to sell over 200K. I would have to go under. But if I'm to believe, WAP is on there, Up is, and I don't know if they're gonna count all of the streams that WAP has, all of the streams that Up has. I think they are, and if they do, then this album's already like triple platinum. So the album's gonna sell because it's already like kind of established there to sell. Like it's already songs on there that have been out. I don't know how it works, honestly, when it comes to that. I feel like it's a game that's being played because it's the only reason you add those two songs. If it's not a game to be played, like if it's not gonna boost the sales of the album, then why even put the two songs on there? They're old. We already heard them. They're not popping anymore. Move on. Let's hear the new shit. So I don't know, but honestly, it's just a guessing game at this point. If this album actually has some hits on it, then guess what? She's selling over 200K. If it got no hits on it, then and it's mid, it's trash, it's not as good as it's supposed to be, which honestly I'm thinking I think this is gonna be one of them albums that are riddled with features. You're definitely gonna have a feature. You're definitely gonna have a SZA feature. You're definitely gonna have a feature from this person. There's gonna be a lot of features on there, so it's gonna be a lot of help basically brung in to make sure that this album at least sounds good. So I doubt it won't be good, but it's just, will those songs be good enough to be put over that their smashes and hits like WAP and Up and Bodak Yellow, kind of recreating that same success that she did have 8 years ago. We'll see. We shall see. At this point, like I said, it's a guessing game. I don't think you can definitively say Cardi is going to sell under 200K, although I'm going to hold the under. But I don't think you can definitively say she's going to sell over it. I think it's a guessing game at this point. If she sells anything under 100K, she flopped. And yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. But if she sells over 100K, which like I said, Up and WAP is on there. So it's definitely going to be over 100K. That's a fact. At least it should be with those two songs on the album. But at that point, can it reach the 200? Can it get over the 200? We shall see. And that is her counterpart. And hey, my thing is there really beef if she isn't at least selling at the limit of what Nicki Minaj is or over it? At this point, honestly, there is no beef. Nicki Minaj is still her, and Cardi is falling off. And that's what happens when you choose to not be an album artist and just rely on your singles to push your career. Because, that comes and goes. While you could drop a single every year and go, okay, new Cardi single, no album, just new single. It comes and goes. Because you're not making classic music, you're just making club music. And that's fair weather. It's gonna be a new woman coming with the new hot club music that everybody's listening to because nobody listening to you anymore. That's just a cycle. And the only way to stop that cycle is to actually be good at your craft, to actually do your craft well, to actually have some passion and some heart for it. But unfortunately, a lot of these rappers have NBA player syndrome. That's what I figured out. The 12th guy on the bench of an NBA team makes a minimum $2.5 million a year. Think about that. A minimum. And I think I'm lowballing it right now. It's probably more. But they're a millionaire. So a lot of guys are only good enough and only want to be good enough to be the 12th guy on the bench, to be the guy doing the dances when KD scores, and that's all they want to be. That's all they want to be, and hot from team to team to team, doing the dances when the star player scores. That's all they want to be. and make $2 million a year doing it. And yeah, they good at they good enough at basketball to be the 12th guy on the bench, but they're not great. They're not one of the greats. They'll never be considered that, and that's fine with them. Why? Because they only want to be good enough to be the 12th guy on the bench. That's the NBA player syndrome. That's why, honestly, that's why if you ask me, the league is dying. That's why if you ask me, rap is dying, because all of these rappers, most of these NBA players, only want to be good enough to make enough money to say, hey, I'm rich. I'm set for the rest of my life. You think I care about being as great as Michael Jordan? You think I care about being one of the greatest rappers to ever do it? You think I'm rich. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm rich. I'm popular. I'm in the zeitgeist. People know me. I could give a fuck about being good at the talent. As long as I'm good enough to stay rich, that's all that matters. And it's a lot of rappers with the NBA player syndrome. Shout out to my analogies. I am Savvy Mike in this. It's I am Savvy Mike TV. Let me know what you think. Do you think Cardi's going to sell over 200K, or you think she's going to sell under 200K? Peace.